Welcome to the Ultimate Music Teacher's Productivity and Profitability Podcast. I'm your host, Glory St. Germain. Tune in to discover how you can unleash your teaching potential and turn your passion for music education into profit. Let's dive in. Welcome to episode number 2 of the Ultimate Music Teacher's Productivity and Profitability Podcast. Today's podcast is for you as a music educator. Now, this is whether you are a music studio owner with teachers that are working for you, whether you are an independent music teacher running your own business, or whether you are a musician looking to start teaching to supplement your income. There are 2 things that all teachers need. First is the ability to be a productive music teacher, which requires NEPD, never-ending professional development, for those of you taking notes. So we can stay on top of the current trends and get the results in our teaching, and we always have to continue learning. And the second is that we need to be profitable as music educators. Otherwise, we need to go get a job to subsidize our income. And for some, that's just not an option. So let me explain. As a music teacher, I'm often asked, Glory, what impacted you the most in taking your music teaching business to 6 figures? Well, the story I'm about to share with you might not be what you expect. In today's episode, I'll share the ultimate tip of going from broke to bliss, which is what happened to me. And it was completely out of desperation. And I have a free gift for you today so that you don't have to go through the agony of wondering where your next dollar is going to come from in order to pay your bills. So stay tuned. In episode 1, I shared my personal story of how I started teaching and my passion for becoming a successful entrepreneur, falling in love with my singer-songwriter, entertainer extraordinaire husband, Ray. And yes, little bragging there for my husband, Ray, and a little about our family. So it might sound like things were all roses and rainbows, but the truth is it was a very different story. Now, as my husband, Ray, was a professional entertainer, headlining big shows and traveling extensively, he was the breadwinner in the family. And me, as a mom of 2 young children, teaching 30 hours a week, I was living what I thought was my dream. But really, I was completely exhausted. Can you relate? I was only adding a limited amount of money to our family income every month. And then my husband, Ray, got sick and he landed up in the hospital. His performance income went to 0. I was devastated. I was worried about my husband, my kids, and mounting bills, overdrawn bank accounts, and maxed out credit cards. What was I going to do? I asked myself a powerful 4-word sentence. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Until I put the emphasis in the right place, the answer finally came. What can I do? What can I do? I was living in fear. I needed to come up with a plan to increase my income without increasing my teaching time. And then the aha moment came to me. Wait a minute. If I'm teaching the same music theory lesson over and over and over again, what if I started teaching group theory club classes? 6 kids in a 1-hour group class once a week, in addition to their private piano lesson. I could charge a little less for the group theory club class while making more money per hour. That's brilliant, I thought. I began teaching group theory club classes, and suddenly I was saving myself 7 hours a week. My students were learning, building confidence, and developing musicianship skills. The joy was happening, and my confidence began to grow, which led me to create materials so my students could learn easily and have fun. And so was I. My income went from making $50 an hour to $270 per hour. That was 5 times more money per hour. I mean, wow, right? Talk about profitability. How excited would you be to be making 5 times more money per hour? Well, let me tell you this. Not only was I excited, I realized what was possible. What was possible in taking my teaching business to the next level. And I was able to help my husband while he recovered and hit the road once again, doing what he loved, performing on the big stages across the country. And then I hired a coach. I read a ton of books and I developed skill sets in teaching groups for even more powerful transformation in education. In fact, I went from maxed out credit cards and overdrawn bank accounts to building my music teaching studio into a 6-figure business. I was now paying the bills and I could save money so that I'd have a backup plan for any other lemons that life might throw my way. And there's a lot of lemons, as we know. I became passionate about teaching other music teachers how to teach music theory and increase their income too. In fact, that's why I created the Ultimate Music Theory Certification Course and Elite Educator Program. I realized that if I could create a 6-figure music teaching business, me, a piano teacher from Winnipeg, Manitoba, then certainly other music teachers could too. And today, we have Ultimate Music Theory certified teachers across the globe teaching music theory group classes and making more money per hour than ever. And yes, you can too. This opportunity for teaching music theory in group settings, I call them Ultimate Music Theory club classes, may strike a major chord with you as well. I'm going to share why music students learn faster in small group settings using the magical cooperative learning theory. And trust me, there's some productivity and profitability for our beloved music teachers in this as well. So buckle up, tune your ears, and let's embark on this melodic journey together. Now, let me start by saying that learning music is like mastering the art of walking on a tightrope across the water. It's tricky. It requires balance. And sometimes you might even feel like you're drowning in a sea of musical notes. But fear not. Miss Glory is here to save the day. Haha. That's where small group settings come to the rescue. You see, according to the cooperative learning theory, when students work together in small groups, they become more engaged, motivated, and active participants in their musical education. So picture this. Imagine a small group of aspiring musicians huddled together, music books in hand, instruments at the ready, and a shared passion for creating beautiful melodies. They're like a band of superheroes, each with their own unique superpowers. In this setting, they have an opportunity to learn from one another, exchange ideas, and even jam together. It's a musical potluck, if you will, where everyone brings their own musical dish to the table. And it's so successful. In these small group settings, students can learn from their peers, their successes and their challenges, which really adds a layer of relatability and authenticity to their musical journey. Imagine learning a complex rhythm from your friend, Bob. Yes, Bob the musician, who just mastered it yesterday. Now, there's nothing quite like the camaraderie and the sense of we're all in this together that emerges in these club class settings. Think about when you first started your personal musical journey. We feel that loneliness. Sometimes we practice all by ourselves. And even as music teachers, sometimes we're just all alone thinking, oh, what am I going to teach? How am I going to make this work? But when we are collective as a group and learn from each other and network and share ideas, that's when the magic happens. And that's what happens when we have a group setting. But wait, there's more. Not only do students benefit from this cooperative learning environment, but you as a music teacher reap the rewards as well. You see, a small group setting, teachers can effectively divide their attention and provide individualized feedback to each student, right? It's like a musical speed dating session, and every student gets their moment in the spotlight. It's amazing. And let's not forget about the productivity and profitability for you as a music teacher. And I know for a fact because I've lived it. Teaching in small groups means that you can reach a larger number of students in a shorter amount of time. Just think of the possibilities. Think about sold out concerts, packed recitals, and music teachers retiring on their private islands. Aha, that might be you. Okay, maybe I got a little carried away with the retirement plans, but you get the idea. Dream big. My mom always said, dream big. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Is there room for humor in all of this musical mastery? And the answer is absolutely. In fact, humor can be the secret sauce that makes the learning process even more enjoyable. Think about it. What's better than cracking a joke with your fellow students, teachers, and bandmates, laughing together, and then nailing that difficult musical passage? It's like hitting a high note while simultaneously tickling your funny bone. So, my fellow music enthusiasts, the evidence is clear. Small group settings, guided by the cooperative learning theory, provide the perfect harmony for accelerated musical learning. From students' perspective, it's a chance to learn from one another, support each other, and forge lifelong musical friendships. And for our dedicated music teachers, it's an opportunity to be the maestros of productivity and profitability. So, the next time you step foot into a music classroom setting, teaching online or teaching in person, remember the power of small group settings. Embrace the cooperative learning theory. Add a dash of humor and let the music take you on an unforgettable journey. Now, as the great Beethoven once said, music can change the world. And with small group learning, we might just be on our way to a harmonious revolution. I want to leave you with a free gift, as I mentioned earlier. If you want to know how to dramatically increase your teaching success, I want to give you this free masterclass so you can discover the 3 most powerful teaching techniques every teacher needs to get extraordinary results. The link is in the show notes. Enjoy. It is the Ultimate Music Teacher's Teaching Success Formula. I'll leave you with one final key to success when faced with an overwhelming obstacle in your life. And we all have them. So simply do this. Ask yourself the simple 4-word question. What can I do? And then take one action step towards the solution so you can achieve your desired outcome as a successful music teacher entrepreneur. I hope you enjoy listening to the Ultimate Music Teacher's Productivity and Profitability Podcast. If so, please share, comment, and connect with us. I'd love to hear from you. All of the details are in the show notes. Till next time, I'm Glory St. Germain. Teach with passion. Thanks for listening to the Ultimate Music Teacher's Productivity and Profitability Podcast. Together, we can transform lives through the power of music education. I invite you to explore what's possible for your musical journey inside our UMT community. Simply join our Ultimate Music Teachers private Facebook group where we network, answer questions, host live events, and connect on a deeper level. Here's to your ultimate music teaching success with productivity and profitability. Till next time, teach with passion.